Now, it's interesting that we had this shooter in New York, and he killed 2 cops, and everybody on TV is talking about, oh my God, you see that, all these protests against the police, and now 2 cops have been killed. You see Obama, Sharpton, Holder, what do they all have in common? Turn people against the police, and that's why the cops got shot, and we should all make sure, as Peter King, congressman from New York, says, from now on, all we should do is praise the police, and we should take action and political action based on that, because look at that, black people are shooting cops and this. Now, what's weird is that white people have been shooting cops for quite some time, and specifically so. They have targeted and assassinated cops in the past, and yet there was no political movement there. There was no response there. There was not very much media attention at all. Now, the guys that you're looking at there, or that couple, is Gerard Miller and his wife, Amanda Miller. You know what they did? They went in and executed 2 cops in Vegas while they were on their lunch break, shot one in the back of the head. And then they put the Gadsden flag, don't tread on me, after them, after they stripped them of their badges and everything else. And then and they put Nazi memorabilia on the cops after they executed them. And what's weird is that night, Fox News' 2 big hosts, Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity, didn't even mention it. They didn't mention that these killers, Gerard Miller in specific, had been to the Clive and Bundy's ranch. He was really animated in being an anti-government, right-wing protester. It's weird that they didn't mention that, right? That he was most concerned about gun control laws and about Benghazi. And that's why he decided to strike out against the government, and his wife helped him to do that, and that's why they executed those 2 cops. Have there been nonstop coverage since, though, right? I mean, these 2 guys assassinated cops, and it's part of a culture, right? The right-wing culture of hate against police officers. It's weird. When they do it, it's just lone gunmen who are crazy. In other circumstances, we're told that it's part of a movement, and that the people who are ironically nonviolent protesters are the ones that are to blame, right? The people who say, hey, we should be concerned about violence, whether it's police violence or otherwise, are the ones to blame. That's what we hear now. When we have right-wingers doing it, not a peep, right? And you think these guys are the only ones? 2009, and these are just the recent ones. I mean, I list you dozens and dozens over the last couple of decades. But 2009, Fort Walton in Florida, Joshua Cartwright shoots and kills 2 cops. He held anti-government views and did it on purpose. These are not like, hey, there was a bank robbery and the cops got shot. No, they intended to kill cops, okay? They assassinated them, executed them. Robert Poplawski in Pittsburgh ambushes 3 cops and kills them in his mom's house. They come over, he's barricaded himself, he shoots and kills them. He's often visited white supremacist websites. 2012, St. John's Parish Police, a number of people ambush, they're sovereign citizens, they ambush the cops, they kill 2 cops. Another right-wing group, yet there's no connection between any of these. 2014, Blooming Grove police shooting. This happens in Pennsylvania, where they attacked the police barracks. They went and shot up police barracks, 1 cop killed, 1 wounded. And the guy responsible for that is Eric Frine. He was a survivalist. He had made statements that he wanted to kill law enforcement officers and made other anti-government viewpoints made publicly and repeatedly. 2014, Tallahassee police get ambushed. 1 cop is killed, and another is wounded. And Curtis Wade Holley, who did that, it holds anti-government political beliefs, previously made threats against the police, and carried them out. Okay, so yes, there is a concerted effort to kill cops across this country, and it is part of an actual movement. It isn't by people who are protesting violence. It isn't done by people who are worried about police violence against any community. It's people who believe, well, I don't like the government. I hold anti-government views. I don't like what the government did in Benghazi. What does that have to do with anything? Gee, I wonder where they got that talking point. And I'm going to go and ambush and assassinate cops. Yet no connection is ever made between any of those people. They're all lone deranged gunmen. But once we have this guy in New York shooting 2 cops, all of a sudden, Obama's blamed, Holder is blamed, de Blasio is blamed, and the entire African-American community is basically smeared along in the process saying, how dare you ever protest against the police? There are people who are protesting against the police in vicious, violent, and murderous way again and again in this country. Where's the outrage about that?